Hey everyone, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hi, my name is Corinne. Sorry I've kind of been MIA for the past month. I recently started my program, as most of you probably know, and we just finished up our summer semester. So I had 2 classes, and it was pretty intense, so I didn't have a lot of time to post anything. But now we have like a 2-week break before the fall semester begins, so I'm planning on posting a lot more. But today I'm going to show you how I take notes before, during, and after lecture. So this is kind of like a new process that I started because I was going into this new program and I wanted to do really well and really focus on remembering the material for a long period of time rather than just for the test, which I feel like in the past that's how my note-taking process has been. It's been good for like short-term memory and for remembering for the test, but not really long-term, because after the class is over I usually just forgot a lot of stuff. So I wanted to change that going into this program, because most importantly at the end of the program I'll have to take the ARRT certification exam, and that means that everything is going to be on that exam all the way from the beginning of the semester of this past summer semester to the end of these 2 years. I found that it worked out really well for me, so I just wanted to share it with you guys so you can use in your classes. So without further ado, let's just get straight into the video. Alright, so before a lecture, the first thing I do is print out the PowerPoint slides that the professor will be using for the upcoming lecture, and I normally put about 6 slides per page just to save paper. And I really just like printing things out just because I think it's easier to look at, and I use them to take notes during lecture. The next thing I do is highlight in the textbook everything that is in the PowerPoint. So this not only helps me identify the main points of the chapter, but it also allows me to just do a brief initial scan of the entire chapter. The next thing I do before lecture is just read the entire chapter, and if there is a topic that confuses me, I just make a note of it or write down a specific question in my notebook so that I can ask the professor during the lecture. The last thing I do before lecture is make flashcards of all the key terms of the chapter, and I prefer to write them out because that helps you remember it better than using a Quizlet, and this saves me a lot of time when studying because I have all of them made and all I have to do is just study them. During lecture, I write anything that the professor says that is not included in the PowerPoint just off to the side of the printout sheet of the PowerPoint slides. Right after lecture, I highlight the chapter a second time, only this time I use a different colored highlighter and I highlight everything extra that the professor said during lecture. So I also skim the chapter a third time while I'm doing this. The next thing I do is rewrite my notes in an easy-to-read outline, and I think the simplest way to do this is just to follow the outline that's listed in the textbook. And as you can see at the top of my notes, I list the questions that I came up with before lecture, and then I go through and I have bullet points, dashes, etc., just so it's in an easy-to-read format that I can easily go back and review. After I finish writing out all of my notes, I write a brief summary at the end, which kind of just forces me to reread and review them. The last thing I do is write sample test questions off in the margins of my notebook, and when I'm studying for the test, I just cover up the main part of the notes and then just quiz myself off those questions. Alright, so that is my note-taking process that I've been using for my 2 summer classes. I hope that if you decide to use this method as well, that it really helps you out. My favorite thing about it is that it just forces you to review the material over a longer period of time rather than just trying to cram like all at once right before a test. I found that it saves me a lot of time when studying because I've been reviewing for a while already, so I can just quiz myself over those questions I wrote out in the margin of my notebook, and I'll just get it real quick, and that'll be it. That's all I do for studying. So if you enjoyed this video, please give the video a thumbs up and subscribe for more. Thank you so much for watching. Bye!